Hello. Whew, my hair just went. I don't know. I don't. Okay. This, my hair. Oh my God. It just did a dippity do. That's what I'm calling it. My hair did a dippity do today. It's like in the morning when I get up and get going, get my hair and do my thing. And then it somehow takes over and does its own thing as the day goes on. So my hair, as I've always said, my hair has a mind of its own. Hello, Kathy. Sending you out so much love today. It is okay. All right, let's get into the nitty gritty craziness. Yesterday, I put out, I put out a post on boundaries, and I just did another little post on a little ritual to do for boundaries. Boundaries you're going to find are going to be extremely important in the next while. I mean, boundaries are always really good to do and have boundaries, but you're going to find that um it's going to be extremely important to protecting your energy, protecting oneself, and that's going to be extremely important over the next little while, for a while. So I put that out, and today, what do we got here, baby? Well, the Sun and Mercury are doing a Cazini in Leo, so it is like extreme energies that are coming in, and the Sun Cazini in the Leo. Hello, everybody on Instagram. It's opening up. It's your authentic voice. This is about sovereignty. This is about expression. This is about boldness and clarity, right? And with the Leo coming in with this Sun and Mercury Gazini, your thoughts and identity need to be aligned. If you listen to your heart and not your ego. Now, this is the Queen's clarity moment. So write it down and be clear on what it is that you are wanting to bring forth. Venus is now in Cancer, and she's going to be doing a crazy, crazy square to I'm going to call them the crazy boys, Saturn and Neptune. Now, Saturn and Neptune have been together for a while, but she's going to be squaring over there to them. And this is going to bring in emotional reassessment. So, a lot of emotions coming up, it's rising up. And you're going to feel, there's going to be sensitivity and nostalgia, and you're going to be getting tested in many different ways about your safety and your security and how much you want to give versus what feels safe. And are you trying to nurture something that doesn't nurture you back? And that's going to be a huge piece to this, right? Are you, whoa, I got a little mic here somewhere. Hopefully, yeah. So this is like looking at, what are you nurturing? What are you wanting to create within your own world? And you're going to be tested on it. So, and the moon, which is in Libra right now, but in a few hours, it's going to be going over into Scorpio, where it'll soon square over to the Sun and Mercury. And this is the first quarter square. So there's going to be a lot of pressure that comes in here. And with this moon squaring the Sun and Mercury in Leo, this is a push between emotional depth and expressing your clarity. I felt kind of indifferent about today. It was an indifferent type of feeling I had. And I felt like there was um these roads coming out of this one central piece, and these cosmic highways are coming out and are being spread in many different ways. And this is where I feel like people are going to be, there's going to be, um, in order to go onto this, is that you're going to be having to do a lot of emotional purging. And there's going to be power struggles with that, especially around control, safety, and your desires. Something hidden wants to rise. I feel like there's going to be a lot of things that are going to come up that are there, like it's going to be a surprise. There's hidden agendas that are going to be starting to pop up. And with the Mars at 26 degrees Virgo, it's going to be opposing over to Saturn and Neptune. It's about a 5 degree orb, but this is a boiling point. This is where things are really a lot of pressure. So there's a lot of pressure, karma, old habits, Aries in a wide opposition that's becoming more a karmic heat wave. So there's a lot of different, that's why boundaries, it's protecting oneself is important, because you're going to get a lot of bombardment from other people, other places, things, energies that are coming in, entities that are coming in. So it's going to be very, very important to protect oneself. If you're going out willy-nilly and then you come home and you're like, oh man, I don't know, all I did was go to the grocery store and now I feel like shit. There is such craziness of people's energies and frequencies that are out there that are, I gotta say, they're fucked. So it's very important to really contain, to make sure that you are feeling healthy and strong within oneself, so that it's not overwhelming when you go out, right? And sorry, I got something in my eye. Some just dropped in there. But this is very much a karmic heat wave. And the moment before the storm where frustration, fatigue, and doubt can build into something that breaks. So it's a discipline. This is redirecting that fire into a disciplined grace. That's what I'm calling it. And choose one small action that preserves your energy. What is it that you need to do to preserve oneself? And this is where, if you're trying to push through the willpower alone today, I'd say pause. If you're trying to push an agenda and it's not an agenda that's really aligned to you, that that this isn't, you're just doing it because, oh, I just, whatever, this is whatever I have to do, you're going to find that it's like, it's going to backfire, right? So it's going to backfire in many, many different ways. And the crone energy that's coming in are the many roads. This is where the hub of the busy and the glowing wheels and decisions radiating from the spoke too are coming in. And there's a desire to choose quickly, take action, or please others. But you got to be wise and you got to stand at your center. You got to be true to oneself. So don't rush, don't fix, don't force this. All right. If you're getting the no-go zone, right? If that's what's coming up, then I would say, okay, I would just take a timeout and reassess the whole thing of what's going on in your life, and take some time, light a candle, right? Get, if you have a yellow or a gold candle, I would like that. That's preferable. And speak aloud 3 things that you've been confused or overwhelmed about. And say, illuminate me. I listen from the throne of my soul. Mm. When I just like, I listen from the throne of my soul. And I just, when I say that, it just brings in that beautiful Leo energy. It brings in that substance. And allow yourself to sit in the stillness and journal. Write a journal and say, in your journal, what you could do is, as you're writing it, you can say, dear whoever, like you can say, dear God, dear goddess, dear whoever you want to write this letter to. This is what I'm asking you. This is my prayer for the day. When you keep like a prayer journal, um, of things that you are wanting to create, or you're asking for, or you're working through and stuff, I love it when I go back and I look at it and I'm like, oh, yeah, the divine sure answered this for me, right? And that's what it is. It's like going back and looking at, okay, the divine, you can say, dear divine, dear universe, right? And allowing yourself to open up to this cosmic highway, this cosmic energy that's coming forth. And as you're doing that, you're allowing yourself to be fully protected and grounded, so that you're not overwhelmed, so that you don't feel all of the intensities that are around us, because there's such intensity that's going on. You're being bombarded from social media to the craziness of news to the craziness of things going on over here, or, even within our own life. And it's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to take a time out right now and allow myself to release the illusion of control and listen to my true direction. Listen to what I'm being directed to go to and act from my centered strength. And when I act from the centering of who I am, from the throne of my soul, that's juicy. That's juicy. Write that down. The throne of my soul. That is, I just, it's just like, that's what I feel like. It's like that. It's just that cosmic transformation of saying, yes, this is who I am. And I know what I know. I trust in what I know. I trust in my being. I trust in that love. Whew. Yeah, baby. Nice. And bringing that forth and bringing that through, because the intensity is here. Like, it is intense. Like, this is really where, if you're trying to create something or make something that is not you, if you're trying to fake something that's not you, it's 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 not going to work. It's just not going to work. So this is where it's like, no, I got to be the truth of who I am, the truth of me, right? And that divineness of who I am, and allow my light to shine. And when I do that, when I bring in that cosmic energy, when I bring in that truth, whew, that's the sweet spot. Because I'm just, it's the intensity is just going to start ramping up a little bit more as we move through this cosmic highway. And what's coming through on this cosmic highway. So let's pull some cards. And before I pull some cards, I need to take a sip of coffee. Mr. Tracy's going out to mow the lawn. Whoop. What did we get? Oh, the King of I don't give a shit. So the King of Wands just came out, and he knows the direction he wants to. He knows his heart. He knows his feelings, right? This is a king that says, that's the direction I'm going into. I understand you have other directions you want to go into, but this is my truth and this is my way. And I'm going to trust in that, because I know in that truth. I know in that light. This is the Leo king, right? This is the king of the fire. And who is the king? The king is Leo. I mean, the sun is the ruler of Leo. Cancer is the queen, right? The moon rules the queen. So here we have the king coming in. He's doing a Gazini, which is like, Gazinis and me don't usually get along, but it's in Leo. I know it's intense. I get it. But the Gazini, when it's, it's like where the sun engulfs Mercury, right? So that's what it's doing. It's engulfing Mercury right now. And as it does that, it's like, okay, what is it that I need to know? Right? What are you trying to tell me? And he's like, well, I'm retrograde. He's like, hey man, I'm on vacay. So he's telling the king he's on vacay, and that things will be revealed over the next, Mercury's retrograde to August 11th. So, and then he's going to go back over what he just went through. So you got to look at, okay, what are the experiences that I have been having over the last 3 weeks? What are these things? What is the information that I've had to review or look at over the last few weeks? And now you're going to come in to get the clarity. So from this Gazini's, like, clarity wants to come in. Yet the moon in Scorpio is squaring over. And the moon in Scorpio is like, you better know your boundaries. You better know your truth. Because you better understand what internally is, what you are feeling. And not try, especially with Scorpio. You don't try Don't try and muffle it. Don't try and hide it, right? And with that, yeah, don't try and hide it. In comes the hermit, right? Don't try and hide it. Don't try and hide it. Don't try and hide. Don't try and go away. The hermit reverse means going out. Don't go within. Go out. This is what I need to do. I'm not going to hide myself, but I'm going to protect myself, right? This is what I need to do for myself, for my family, for my well-being. This is what I need to do. And I'm putting that as a priority. And I'm not going to fake it. I'm not going to try and be unauthentic. Unauthentic. I got to be my true authentic self. Some people don't like that true authentic self. Yeah. So don't try and be deceitful and hide away, because there are going to be people out there that are going to try and do that. They're going to try and pull the rug from underneath you, because they're like, "Ooh, I'm the best one. I'm going to try and fake it till I make it." And you're like, "Well, no, you're not, because you're not your true authentic self. You're not the truth of what it is that you're trying to be." So allow yourself to go forth and not hide. Know your cosmic highway, because this is transmuting into something very beautiful and very strong for you. So protect yourself when you go out there. Make sure that if you are having dealings with a conflict in your life, um, understand that the reason why some of these conflicts are coming up could be that it wasn't dealt with before, or something there wasn't dealt with. So now it's coming to the forefront. And now you have to take that responsibility for what it is. Because that Venus squaring over to you know, to the crazy boys, Saturn and Neptune, it's saying, okay, you got to take some responsibility for whatever stressors are coming out. And Venus in Cancer, Cancer is the fourth house. So the fourth house has to do with home and family and siblings and safety and security. So if you're not taking responsibility for any of those pieces in your life, it's going to pop up in some way, right? We all have it. It's all there. I mean, we're all going to have something that's going to pop up and we're like, shit, I knew that was going to happen. I just didn't want to face it at that time, or I didn't think it was that big a deal, and it's a bigger deal than what you actually realized. So know that trusting in the truth of who you are and allowing yourself not to be afraid. This is a time of people taking responsibility, right? So this is a time where it's going to start making people take the responsibility for who they are, and taking responsibility and not say, "Oh, but I identify as a cat." No, you don't identify as a cat. You're a human being, and you're going to start taking responsibility of being that human being, of being that true person, and not try to divert to something else. That was just an example. So so anyways, one more card overall. Judgment card. So you got to rise to the occasion. You got to rise up. You got to come out, rise up to whatever is going on in your life. You got to allow yourself to rise up and face it. And sometimes that's a hard thing, because we don't want to do it. We don't want to face it. So and sometimes we get other people to get us to face the things that we need to face, and we don't want them to do that. So we are rude, or we don't reply, or we hide away, because we don't want to face the responsibilities that we have to face in our life. And if you're doing that, if you're one of those people that aren't facing the things that you need to face, I hate to say, it's going to slap you, and it's going to slap you. You think that you're having whatever issues right now, and you're not wanting to deal with it fully and completely and honestly and spiritually, and not spiritually bypass it. Yeah, it's it's going to it's going to slap you in the face, and especially with this Scorpio squaring over, right? Because Scorpio doesn't deal with bullshit. Hate to say, Scorpio is the uncomfortable truths, the emotional purging. This is the shadows in the water, right? And it's going to push you to emotional depth and expression with clarity. That's what Scorpios do. Like, that's why people don't like Scorpios, because it's like we ask questions and we don't think anything of asking these questions, and then people are like, "Ooh, oh, I never thought of it that way." But that's what Scorpios do. They push you to levels and depths and say, how far do you want your boundaries to be? Where are your boundaries? And they'll push you past the boundaries that you don't want to be pushed, right? So got this little dippity do curl. It just, yeah. Anyways, so look at what your boundaries are today and where you need to protect yourself. It's going to be very, very important that you do so. And so that you are able to stand in more of your power and light and take the responsibilities of what you need to take responsibility of. Yeah. All righty. You guys all have a blessed day. And if you want to join me for the soul package and the soul journey starting this September, definitely get a hold of me. And you'll be working with me from September to February, which is absolutely fabulous, because we're going to be working with that Saturn and Neptune full on conjunction coming on February 20th, which is that's explosive. That's an explosive energy. So we want to be preparing ourselves and working with it. So get a hold of me if you want to do that, and I'll let you know the information. God bless and the goddess bless you. Have a fabulous day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye bye, loves.